Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly reading vlog, and I have a few things to fill you in on already. So first up, as this is a reading vlog, I should check in with what I am currently reading, and for once I actually managed to coincide finishing a book with the end of my last week's vlog. So this week I started a whole new book for a whole new vlog, which was very nice. Well, was it? We're about to find out. So I am on my Bookopoly book number 4 to read a book outside my comfort zone, and I picked Dead Until Dark by Charlotte Harris. So I'm currently on page 214 of this. I'm fingers crossed may be able to finish it tonight, but we'll see. Still don't really know what the series is about, okay? So what I know so far, 200 pages in, so like 60% through the first book, is that this is about a girl called Sookie Stackhouse who lives in somewhere in Southern America, although I really don't know where, and this is a world where vampires are out of the coffin, so people know that they exist and they are allowed to exist, but there is still a lot of stigma surrounding them. Sookie Stackhouse, for some unexplainable reason, is desperate to meet a vampire when one, called Bill, strolls into the bar that she works at. Now this is, I'm not sure what this series is intended to be at its core. Like, is it a paranormal romance series because it is a little bit smutty, or is it like a paranormal mystery series because the only thing plot wise that's actually happening is that random people are getting killed and people are blaming vampires for it, but I don't think it is them. So not too sure, but what I do know about it is that I'm not enjoying it. Okay, so I don't want to say like I'm not enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it because it's bad, essentially. So it's very badly written. So we start off with Sookie, who wants to meet a vampire desperately, although I still don't know why. She can read people's minds, and the vampires, who are centuries old, like, know that she's not human, but like we don't know what she is or why she can read people's minds. She doesn't seem all that concerned with it. Like, she's not desperate to find out why. It's just something she has that she refers to as a disability. So yeah, we meet Sookie in chapter 1, desperate to meet this vampire. No idea why. Goes out and attacks some people because she feels the need to protect the vampire. No idea why. I've read a few smutty scenes now. I've got to the bit where I've read like 3 or 4 smutty-ish bits. It is not as smutty as I would have liked, I'm gonna say. It's a little bit fade to black occasionally. And I am enjoying the smut a little bit, but my problem is that Bill, the vampire love interest, is about as enigmatic and charismatic as reanimated cardboard. He's like a satirical caricature of Dracula, or like Angel from Buffy, but with far less personality. And if you have watched Buffy, you would know that Angel doesn't really have any personality aside from being tall, dark and brooding, but Bill doesn't even have that. I even looked up the actor who plays him in True Blood to try and get like a better looking image of him in my head, but the actor's not attractive either, so I don't know. A lot of you guys said that you really loved this series and you were excited that I was reading it, so I am kind of, I'm going to carry on with the series even though I'm not overly enjoying this. There are some bits of it that are good. Like, I wanted to read it because it's like enjoyable trash. That's what I wanted from this, but it's just not, it's not good enjoyable trash. So while it's the first book in the series, possibly a debut book for Charlotte Harris, I'm not sure, but regardless, I'm going to give this series some time before I give up on the series because I'm enjoying it enough. It's a quick enough read that it's okay for me to continue, but I'm not loving it. So this is all I've got on for now. I'm actually only currently reading 1 book for once, which is insane at the minute because I normally have at least 2 on the go. Next, I have an unboxing for you guys, and it's not really like an unboxing, it's just I got a parcel. When I was showing you my Valentine's Day gifts last week, I did say there were more to come, but they hadn't arrived yet, and I can confirm that my sweet legs are here, and I'm so excited because I'm going to Leeds tomorrow and I really wanted a pair of them to wear, and also I bought a pair to wear at yoga, which I'm going to tonight, so I'm so excited they arrived today. If you don't know, Sweet Legs are a Canadian company that Books and Lala works for, actually, and that is where I first encountered them because I was like, where the hell does Lala get all of her amazing leggings from? However, they don't ship to the UK because of these stupid EU guidelines on privacy. So because they don't have the right online systems in place for UK or EU shoppers, they won't ship to us. So I have to pay like 5 times the shipping costs that it would cost for me to have them shipped internationally from Sweet Legs to have them shipped to a friend in Canada who then ships them to me. So anyway, I got 4 pairs and I'll show you my funky ones first. So these are the pair I want to wear tomorrow, and they are black with astronaut caps on. So that's fun. The pair that I bought for the gym, because I thought they were a little too crazy for me to wear elsewhere, were actually a lot tamer than I expected. They're green dinosaurs. And then my toned down pairs, because like if you guys don't know, I live in leggings, like black leggings all the time. So I got, I don't know if you can see the pattern on those, but it's just like a lined pattern in grey. And finally, because you guys know that I love my yellow jumpers and tops, I thought this would be perfect to wear with them. And I got these with the yellow triangles on. So those are all my Sweet Legs. I love Sweet Legs so much. I bought some just because I like patterned leggings in the UK are hard to find, like good quality patterned leggings that aren't like really tacky. So I ordered them in the Black Friday sale, like the other pairs that I have, and they are so soft. Honestly guys, it's like wearing gym leggings, but it's socially acceptable to wear them outside, and they're thicker and warmer. 10 out of 10, would recommend Sweet Legs. So I am excited to pull on a pair of those when I finish this update to get ready to go to yoga. So all I have now for you is my plans for the week, because this week my schedule is all over the place. So I decided yesterday that I was going to take 2 days off work this week. So I'm off work tomorrow and Thursday, and that is because my holidays, like my work holidays, renew in April, and I still have 7 working days to take. So I thought I would take 2 this week and then a full week in March. So the reason that I decided to take 2 days off this week is that I'm going to see Mayday Parade tomorrow, so I will be in Leeds, and Ryan will be coming back here. Ryan's going as well. It's me, my boyfriend, and Ryan. Ryan will be coming back here for a day, and then he's off on Thursday night and I'm back to work on Friday. My schedule is also a little bit all over the place because, like I just said, I'm going to yoga tonight. Normally I go on Wednesday. I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have for reading and stuff. I also need to like make the bed in the spare room for Ryan. So I got some stuff to do tonight, but I don't have to be up early tomorrow. So I'm gonna try, what time is it now? I have yoga in 45 minutes, so I could read a little bit, or I could make Ryan's bed. I also have to do my nails because they're real bad and they've got to the length where they're like too long. So I'm gonna chop them off and like start from scratch again, because when they get to this length they start to bend when I catch them on things and it hurts. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what my plan for the night is. It depends what I have time to get done, but I'm hoping I can play some Xbox, read some of my book, just chill out, you know. I've got 2 days off work. I'm hella excited. But I'll check in with you guys later, or maybe just a montage from tomorrow. We'll see, because this week it's going to be a little bit of a hot mess. so I don't really have too much bookish to update you on. I'm on page 280 of this. I've had a busy couple of days. I went to see Mayday Parade yesterday, as you may have seen. Today I played some Game of Thrones with Ryan before he went home, and then we went into Hull. I went to Waterstones to pick up Kingdom of Copper and they didn't have any in stock, so I don't have that yet. But today was its UK release date. It was only released in February, so like I'm not desperate for it because I haven't read City of Brass, but I do want the hardback that matches hardback of City of Brass, so I will get the hardback at some point. Page 280, I have about 45 pages left of this. I'm hoping to finish it probably tomorrow because I have plans for tonight, but essentially I have some thoughts, and Suki is like the dumbest dumb bitch I've ever read about, and she has no character consistency, but I will talk about that with you when I am wrapping this up. For now, I just dropped in mainly to update you on what's going on because it's been a couple of days of montages, and also to show you something super cute that I got yesterday. So first up, I got a new Mayday Parade sweater, which I think is really cute. I do have a t-shirt as well that I got because I have no chill and couldn't decide, so I got both, but I'll show you the t-shirt when I'm wearing it. And I didn't pick up any books yesterday, but I did pick up a couple of Funkos that I literally just could not resist, even though I try not to buy too many Funkos because I don't have a lot of space to display them. But I got Rose and Jack from Titanic because they are literally the cutest things and I could not resist them. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere to display these because they are literally adorable. I just couldn't resist. I had to have them. So this is a pretty short and sweet update because tonight I am playing a little bit of Apex Legends now. My boyfriend is going to be streaming Fortnite on Twitch soon, so then I'm going to switch over to Fortnite because at the moment, with Apex Legends not being cross-platform, if myself, Ryan and my boyfriend want to play together, we have to play Fortnite, unfortunately. But they're trying to get all the players away from Apex Legends, so they are giving away free battle passes to people who can complete 13 challenges before the 27th, and the challenges are so easy. So we're going to run through some more of those. I think I have 8 at the minute, so I have 5 left to get, and they still haven't announced 4 of them, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be doable. So I'm going to go play some Xbox instead of reading because that is my life recently. I'm like addicted to Apex and Fortnite, and I also have some Krispy Kremes we picked up today, so I'm gonna eat one of these and have a fun old night, and I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so I was just about to get into bed, so excuse my crazy hair. It's been in a bun all day, but I wasn't gonna do an update today, and I was like, you know what, I actually have quite a few things to tell you, so I may as well. So it's almost midnight on Friday, and last night I did actually manage to finish Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris, and I did touch upon yesterday that I thought Suki was a dumb bitch, and I said that I would revisit why I thought that. Before we get into that, I gave this book 2 stars, but I don't hate it. I did expect this book to be not very good, with it being the first book in the series and possibly Charlene Harris's first book. I'm not sure. Also, with it being a paranormal romance, I expected it to be quite cheesy, but what I kind of didn't expect from it is for it to be very badly written. And I know that a lot of you guys really like this series, and I am going to continue reading it, even though I did give the first book 2 stars, because there were some aspects I liked. Like, I didn't hate it. I found it was alright, you know, like it was reasonably enjoyable. I could recognize that it was bad, but that didn't make me like feel emotionally negatively towards it. The reason that I say that it's bad is that Bill has no personality. I think I've touched upon that on like maybe Monday or Tuesday. Suki behaves like a child and her character contradicts itself. Like sometimes she'll say something that's quite perceptive or seemingly intelligent, and then the next minute she's behaving like she's 12 and she has the mentality of like a 12-year-old and does not have the amount of common sense you would expect from a woman of 25. So there's inconsistencies in that. There's also nothing to back up anything that happens in here. I'll give you the specific example. Right at the end of the book, this happens like more than once, but right at the end of the book, about the 4th to last sentence, Suki looks out the window and Eric flies across the moon. Nowhere else in this 300-page whatever book was it ever mentioned that vampires could fly, and now we're just supposed to be like, oh cool, Eric flying across the moon. makes a whole ton of sense, but it doesn't, okay? So that's what I mean about the writing, like just being inconsistent and nothing's rooted in anything. Like there's no groundwork for any of these abilities. It's just whatever Charlene Harris needs to happen in that moment to further the plot, or whatever it is she's trying to do, she just throws it in. It doesn't have to be backed up or anything. So I did write some notes on my phone last night when I finished this book of essentially all of the negative things I have to say about this, and it's all just, it's so bad that it's laughable, the things I'm going to talk about. And so we've talked about how Bill has no charisma, and I would enjoy this a lot more if he was a compelling love interest, but he's just really not. He's just very rigid and doesn't have a personality, and the things that he say, like, I don't feel like there's any emotion in their relationship or anything. It's just completely bland. Another thing that made literally no sense is that Bill leaves at one point, and the plot of this book, essentially, apart from it being a paranormal romance, is that there are a lot of murders going on, and at some point during all these murders, like Sookie is a target for these murders. She fits the profile of the murder victims. All these murders are going on, and Bill just comes over and he's like, oh, I'm going away for a few days. And she asks where, and he like tells her, and she's like, oh, why? And he's like, oh, don't matter. And then just goes, and it's like, well, it must be fucking important to leave when your girlfriend is like at serious risk of being killed. And Sookie's just like, oh, all right, I'll see you in a few days then. I was just kind of along for the ride at one point because I didn't expect this book to be very good. But then there was a point where a vampire turns up, and it isn't named as being this guy because I don't think they're allowed to, but essentially Elvis turns up, and Elvis isn't dead, guys. Elvis is just a vampire, but if you call him Elvis, he gets real angry. So that was the point where I was just like, what the fuck, why? What the fuck is this? Why is Elvis here? And why is Elvis a vampire? Why? The lore of this book is essentially that vampires are vampires because they got a virus that turns them into a vampire, except that's not actually what happens. And it's kind of like a really flimsy cover, and it's really obvious that that's not actually what happens, and vampires are just vampires, and this is just a cover story that they have so that humans are more accepting of them. Apart from Sookie finds out that it wasn't really a virus, and she's horrified and shocked, and I'm like, literally, you are the dumbest bitch I've ever encountered in a book, and I just want to hurt you. Speaking of Sookie being dumb, there is a section where she's in grave danger and she has to choose. She has three options, okay? She can stay inside her locked house where there's nothing happening. She's heard noises outside. She can stay inside a locked house. She can try to get to her car, or she can go into the woods. She chooses to go into the woods, and she gives like it's trying to make her seem like more intelligent than she obviously is, because she like goes through a list of reasons of why going into the woods is the best thing to do in this scenario. And as I'm sure all you guys know, and I know, going into the woods is definitely the worst thing to do in this scenario. But that's what she does. So that's pretty much like the most ridiculous things in the last section of the book. There were just little bits, like I think I mentioned how the beginning doesn't really make sense, and it's just very badly written and very convenient and has no structure or like not like world building, because I didn't expect world building from this, but like there's no rules to the world. Whatever Charlene Harris wants to happen will happen. It doesn't have to make any sense. So there's a lot of suspending your disbelief in this, which you guys know I'm not very good at. And yeah, I am going to continue with it because, like I said, the smut was okay, and I believe somebody told me that I just have to get through a few books of Bill, and then Eric is like the love interest, which already sounds a lot better. So I'm going to persevere, although probably quite slowly. I'm not going to be like prioritizing this series, so I will be making my way through this quite slowly. And I'm sure it's going to be a ride. So when I finished that, I moved on to, I think this is my 5th Bookopoly book, and it is for the challenge to read a historical fiction. And I'm reading Changeling by Philippa Gregory. I am already about 150 pages into this. It's only 260 pages, it's quite small. And I did look on Goodreads, and this was categorized as a historical fiction, but it also had the subcategory of fantasy, and it looks like a fantasy, and it's called Changeling, which is why I picked it up, because I thought it was like a historical fantasy. However, I am 150 pages into this, and there is no fantasy. It is literally just straight up historical fiction with like elements of people thinking it's fantasy when it's just historical excuses that people used for people doing things. So to give you some context, because when I read this I did not know what it was actually about at all when I picked it for my Bookopoly TBR. So Changeling is set in 15th century Italy, and it follows a boy who was a monk in a monastery, but then he was given this place in a religious order, like he was taken out of the monastery to be an inquisitor for, I think it's Catholicism at the time. And the guy who like runs this order has told the boy that the end of days is coming and the devil is like weaving his magical work everywhere, and the job of the boy is now going to be to go to places where people are seeing the presence of the devil and to find out what's happening and bestow God's punishment. But this book also follows a girl who is set to inherit the castle that she lives in and all of the lands from her father when he passes away. However, when her father does pass away, her brother tells her that she has the choice to marry this really obnoxious, terrible guy, or to go to the abbey and become the new abbess. So from what I can tell, this is deeply rooted in history, and while it does ring a bell, please, like, I know nothing about history, but it could be sometime around the time of the Borgias. Literally saying that because that's the only like Italian history thing I've ever heard of. I believe, because Philippa Gregory is like a well-known historical fiction writer, that the setting of this is like pretty accurate with the religious orders at the time. So pretty much when the girl goes to the abbey where she's to be the abbess against her will, weird things start happening, and I think that it's shelved as fantasy because people accuse the abbess of having witchcraft or performing witchcraft because of the weird things that are happening that started around the time that she showed up. And as far as I can tell, it is just playing on the thing that people used to accuse women of being like high-spirited and overly passionate, and then accuse them of witchcraft when they weren't witches at all. They were just women. No fantasy so far. I would be really surprised if fantasy did turn up, but it does say like in the dust jacket, dark magic, werewolves and madness. So I don't know if fantasy is going to turn up on this, but I am like 150 pages into it and nothing so far. So I don't even know if I'm enjoying this. Like, I can't really tell you. I mean, I'm not necessarily disliking it, apart from it can be a little bit repetitive, and it's reading like a really dry detective novel, in that the Inquisitor has gone to this abbey where the girl is to find out what's happening, and it's all very like Inspector Poirot, like, well, you see, sir, that this thing has happened and this thing could not have possibly happened because of this thing, and that's not really what I expected. So I'm just going to ride this one out because, to be fair, I had no expectations going into it. We're just going to see where this one takes me. So I've been talking for a very long time, considering I literally just wanted to do a quick update with me not even intending to update. But such is life. Hey guys, so I'm just checking in. I haven't finished Changeling yet. I have about 40 pages left of it, but I do think I am going to give it 2 stars. It's just really boring. The characters are all really one-dimensional. Like I hypothesized, there are no supernatural or fantasy elements in this. It is all just the church trying to wheedle out the work of the devil and things like that. So this is not a historical fantasy, it's just a really dull historical fiction. It's just so boring, and like I said, they were going to the abbey to solve a mystery. They've now just like moved on from the abbey and they're solving another mystery, and it is all very like Hercule Poirot, like they let things play out and let people believe that they suspect the people that the actual person who's done the crime wants them to suspect, and then at the end they're like, oh no, nope, it's you did it all along. So very Columbo, very Hercule Poirot, not my kind of thing. Very fucking boring. I just want to be done with it. I have 30 pages left and I just can't. So the only other thing I really have to tell you right now is that my Happy Hello bookmarks that I said my boyfriend had bought me for Valentine's Day have arrived, so I thought I would show you what I've got. First up, we have the cadre. So we have Rowan, Larkin, Fenris, and no, that one's Fenris, Gavriel, who's this one, Connell maybe, and then these two, I don't remember who these two are, but I have my cadre now, which is very exciting. Then we have the Greatest Showman ones, so Zendaya, Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman. And lastly, my favourite ones, the reason why I had to place an order, we have the Mia Nevernight ones that match the US covers. Now I have the UK covers, but these were too beautiful to pass up. So you have the, I think it's Nevernight, God's Grave, Dark Dawn ones, and they're just so beautiful, and I'm going to put them on the spines of my books like I have my Sarah J Maas ones. So that's about it for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I will definitely finish Changeling tonight before I go to bed. May start my next read, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I was going to go grab a shower, but like at the weekend I like to have a morning shower if I can, just because it's nicer. So I may actually grab a shower tomorrow instead. We'll see.
Today is gonna be a little something more. special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play, 'cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. Slept in 'cause I don't care and didn't make the bed.
Hey guys, so I'm pretty much here just to wrap up the vlog. On Saturday night I did finish Changeling by Philippa Gregory. I did give it 1.5 stars because I didn't hate it. So I didn't feel like I could give it 1 because it's not like I can make a rant review on it. It didn't incense me. I'm not filled with rage. I just didn't think it was a good book and it is marketed incorrectly. It is shelved on Goodreads multiple times as a fantasy, and it also says in the dust jacket like werewolves and all this business that just does not exist. There are absolutely no fantasy elements in this book. It is a case of, like I said before, Christianity saying that women are possessed because they're doing certain things, or like explaining mental health with like possession and being under the control of the devil. And honestly, the second mystery in that book, I think when I updated you I was moving on to the second one, and the second one was just actually flat out ridiculous. And the supernatural element that was explained in that was absolutely just, it was terrible. So I gave it 1.5 because I couldn't even give it 2 stars because I just read, what did I read that I gave 2 stars? Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris, which I said that I didn't hate. I gave that 2 stars because it's not a great book. And that would be like an accurate rating of the book, and like Changeling was way worse than that. It was literally the most boring thing I've ever read and I hated it. So essentially this week I've read the 2 worst books I've read this year. In 2018 I rated one book 1 star, so Changeling was like only slightly better than that book that I rated 1 star. So it's been like a pretty bad book. So then I moved on to my last Bookopoly book of the month, which is An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard. This is a library book and it is for the challenge to read a library book, which, there we go, I've explained how it fulfills the challenge. So I don't like books where you have to suspend your disbelief, and I don't love urban fantasies, especially like where it just throws you into the world like this does and does not explain it. However, I knew going into this that it was just going to throw me in. Like, I was fully aware that I wouldn't have any world building, and it's sort of, apparently it's supposed to all come together at the end. So I was fully expecting that, and because of that I am quite enjoying this book. So this book is set in New York City, and I've heard people who haven't been to New York say that it's really hard for them to get a picture. Luckily I have been to New York, so I kind of understand the geography and the landscape and like kind of where they are in relation to other places. But this is set in New York, and there are essentially houses of magicians, and the houses aren't like familial houses like you would imagine. Like it can be like a familial house, but it's not always. And every 20 years or so there is a competition, I think it's called the Turning, and each house will duel each other in like a tournament, and whoever wins will control the unseen world, which is the world of magicians, for the next 20 years. There are quite a few characters in this and I have not got to grips with them all yet, but there is like a lot going on. So you have a character who's the son of one of the high houses but has been disowned, a guy who is the son of one of the high houses but has left and then is standing as a champion for an opposing high house, and then you have people who are from the outside the unseen world who aren't part of houses who can come in and not only win the chance to rule the unseen world but also to found their own house. And then you also have people who aren't from houses who are coming in standing for as champions for the houses in the tournaments. So there's definitely a lot going on. There's a lot of like characters and stuff. The main character is Sydney, who is somebody who is coming in from the outside to stand as a champion for somebody who doesn't have a house but is hoping to found one, and she seems to have some sort of revenge plot, and there's something to do with this like sector of magicians that essentially serve as power sources for other magicians, so you can draw on the powers of these people from this place that she's from. And she has a score to settle for some reason. There's a lot of revenge in this. There's some weird goings on, like now there's people who are on opposing teams sleeping with each other, and I'm only on page, I read up to page 50 last night. I'm now on page 76. I'm on page 76 and there's a whole lot going on. That's pretty much, like, I don't have any strong feelings on this so far because I'm not very far in, but I'm enjoying the atmosphere, and I am like suspending my disbelief because I was aware going into it that there wouldn't be a lot of world building. So that's all I got for this week. I now have to go edit this week's vlog, which is going to be a huge task because of all the footage and stuff I have. But I hope you've enjoyed watching this vlog. Please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you want to, and if you head to my... And this is a vlog, so I'm not going to do all my normal outro. Bye!
Would you like my muffin? Would you like me to assign someone to butter your muffin?
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.